Good morning. I am doing some back to school readiness segments, and there's all different kinds. This morning I just did an HLN one that went really quickly, so I only got through about a third of the things that I wanted to share. So I thought this morning I would give you all a bonus and really go through back to school readiness. So getting your child mentally prepared for back to school and a little bit of getting yourself ready too. So let me take the next 5 minutes to go through this, and I hope it's really helpful because this is a list that was created by myself and two of my very best friends, one of which is a principal and the other one which is a teacher. So this is about as comprehensive, I think, as it can possibly get, and of course we're all moms. So the first thing is why even mentally prepare your kid. We know that kids experience a great deal of anxiety before going to school, and that could be whether that's preschool or going to college. And so college would be, I'm going to do probably a different segment on going to college, but no matter pretty much the age of your kid, there's anxiety for your child and also usually for the parents too. And so here's what I want to say about it. 2 to 4 weeks before school starts, and I do think that there really is a time frame of doing things. 2 to 4 weeks, the first thing I'd say is number one, get organized. So what that means is that nothing helps anxiety more, and this is true, honestly, of generalized anxiety disorders as well, as being really on top of things. Meaning, in this scenario, number one, buy your school supplies early. There's better stock, there's better selection, there's no meltdowns of, oh my gosh, I can't find just the right 3-ring binder that's 1 inch and has 2 pockets and all those little tiny things that we have to get right. Get your school supplies early. I really want to emphasize that. Number 2, go school shopping early as well, only because you just have everything there. You can get it organized, come home, fold things up, hang things up. And so it's just a sense of, like I don't need to worry. And kids oftentimes even worry about what they're going to wear the first day of school. So getting that out 2 to 4 weeks before school starts is very helpful. And even schedule haircuts. So those are things that, can be really helpful. That one might be even more helpful for you and not feeling like you're scrambling last minute to just get them in anywhere. So school supplies, clothes, haircuts. Number 2 is display schedules and calendars. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your kid knows what is their teacher's name, what kinds of after-school activities do they have a big calendar that's somewhere very central in your house that has all of these things listed for each one of your kids. I'm looking at my notes. Also, how do you do hot lunch? Some schools it's easy. You go online and you load up the money and they can get hot lunch that way. And some other schools you have to order in advance and you have to download the app. So again, that's one of those, it helps kids feel like you're on top of things and it also helps you with your anxiety as the parent. And make sure that you do this, even like some people are super organized and they're going to have this done. It's going to be monthly, like boom, the whole month of September or half of August to half of September. But even if you just do it for the very first week, the anxiety will decrease really significantly. And maybe you'll find that it was worth it to put the extra effort in because it really does help everybody. So those are 2 to 4 weeks out. Now, 1 week before school starts, you want to clean out spaces. So clean off the dust and probably the stuff that's piled up on the desk if they have got a desk, or wherever in your house that homework gets done, clean that off because it probably needs to be cleaned off. Also take out old bottle, the bottles of sunscreen that are laying around, the flip-flops that are laying around. Maybe those things are even in a backpack. There's might be an old musty towel in a backpack. Summer camp clothes, all that kind of stuff. So this is 1 week out. Usually you're able to do this. Clear all that out. If you've got a backpack you're going to reuse, make sure that's all ready to go and spaces are nice and clean and organized. The other great tip that I got was school uniforms and sports uniforms. It's very helpful to have those washed if they get hung or they get folded and put in a certain special area. Get that done as well. So it's one less thing, again, for the parent and for the child that helps, increase anxiety when you're like running around looking for baseball uniforms. The next tip on the 1 week before school starts is routines. This involves the sleeping, waking, and eating patterns that change during summer. which makes summer so fun. But do a dry run of going to the bus stop or leaving the house when you need to. Start getting the kids going to sleep when they're supposed to, and even waking up when they're supposed to. So some people might do part A and they feel pretty good about it, but you also need to do part B, which is get them up when they're supposed to. And again, no earlier than 7 days before school starts, but this really does make a big difference. Also, start cutting back on desserts and ice cream a few days at least before, just to start getting their system used to not having ice cream and desserts, sometimes more than once a day. So routine is really important for anxiety and for kids in general. So again, the sleeping, waking, and eating routines start to get a little bit more on back to school about a week before. And then the last thing is contact friends. A lot of times kids don't see some of their good friends over the summer. Contact those people, get the kids together before. It makes such a difference to see a familiar face on the playground, at the bus stop, wherever it's going to be. So I hope all of that is really helpful. Again, this is a pretty comprehensive list, and I didn't get through all of it at HLN this morning, and so I really wanted to make sure to share it with you all. I'll probably write an article about it too. I am just trying to do my part in reducing all of our anxiety for back to school. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your summer.